Hello, everyone. Really lovely to see you. Really lovely to see friendly faces. Thank you all for coming. Hello. So yeah, many thanks to the Urban Tree Festival, Andrew, Paul, and all volunteers who helped to put this festival on. And thank you for giving us this opportunity to share this experience. Many thanks to everyone who joined us today. It's really lovely to see you. Thank you all for coming. Many thanks to everyone who helped to share our event too. We really much appreciate that. So we are Sounds of the Plants, Planet Utopia, and the project that we're doing, it's called Sounds of the Plants. And before we dive into this, we would just like to take a moment of reflection to send waves of love to the world and to our Mother Earth. Thank you to all the creatures on all corners of the world. Thank you to all the plants, trees, winds, stones, waters. Thank you to the sun, moon, and stars. May everyone live in peace and harmony. Okay, so we're gonna start this just kind of explaining a little bit of how it works, where we're coming from, and we're gonna share a video with you with the following with presentation and a video explaining a little bit better in the detail. Hope you have a comfy seats and glass of drink, glass of water with you. So yeah, there is a lot of amazing research and writing about trees communication and the Wood Wide Web. There are some amazing people such as Suzanne Simmerd, Monica Gagliano, Peter Woheben. It's really worth looking into. However, the device that we are using is from Damanurical village in Italy. Damanurians have done research into plant communications since 1970s. Not only the plants can talk to each other through the Wood Wide Web, but humans can interact with the plants too, through the language of music.
Hello. So this is Gabri here. I'm really happy to have this opportunity to explain this experience for me as a musician, because I am not, I usually play with a lot of people, and I've been jamming all my life with people and doing all kinds of projects. But because of the situation in the world at the moment, and it's been a lots of isolation, people has been in different situations in different parts of the world. I had my experience, you probably had yours, and we all lived in quite a strange period. So I end up having to play with plants and spend lots of time with plants. And I really did realize that they, at some point, they start to sort of exchanging their sound with me, and I start to kind of interacting with plants together, and we start to I realized that there was not just something that was sitting in there. I mean, I always love plants, and you look at plants, at trees, and you go around in forest, and I end up looking at everything differently. I've been going through forest and plugging in this device and playing together, and yes, it's incredible experience, especially in forest, because in forest is all interconnected, so all trees and plants and the birds and all the little creatures that lives in the forest, they're all somehow interconnected. And in fact, the sounds is so much more clear and loud, and is amazing, because the background then is much more, I say, nice, because you feel this natural life around you. And yeah, so been having this incredible time to spend with plants, and I'm grateful for that. And so I want to share this with you today, and we would like to share this experience, and also to explain a little bit how it works, and so okay.
So yeah, we hope our project will help kind of create the new narrative, the way we are talk about the nature, and encourage us to build a deeper connection with the nature, and realize that actually nature has rights too. We are nature, nature is us. We are just consciousness in a human form. So we will start the session now by playing the little video. As Paul kindly said, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. And at the end of the session, if we have some time, we shall answer them. And we will finish the session as well with playing music live with the tree that we have in here.
Yeah, our friends, Laurel has been really amazing today. It's actually playing in the background, but you can't hear it yet.
So yeah, we're gonna start now with sharing the screen, take you to the presentation that we made. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay.
Sounds of the Plants by Planet Utopia. Plant music and plant consciousness. Consciousness exists everywhere in the universe and is inside all of us. Welcome. This is our little way to share the experience of the music of the plants, which originates from Damano, Italy. We have been co-creating the plant world over the last 2 years, and we would like to share this experience with you. This project has helped us bring better understanding on how magical our cosmic world is and how interconnected we all are, and remind us that we are part of nature too, something that indigenous people always knew. We hope in some little way this can inspire you too. Thank you. Love and gratitude. Gabriele and Rani Tosti. Damano, spiritual eco-community, Italy. The music of the plants was born in the late 70s in Damano, with the goal of achieving real communication with the plant world. Damano is a living laboratory for the future, a federation of communities with its own constitution, culture, art, music, school, and uses science and technology for the evolution of humanity. New way to connect with nature. Contact with the intelligence of plants allows us to better understand ourselves and the world around us. For years, Music of the Plants has been researching, designing, and realizing solutions to make the principle that all life is connected tangible. Thanks to this device, we can establish a direct communication with the plant world through the language of music. The device connects directly to the plant, receiving its electromagnetic signal and translates it into musical harmonies, opening the door to new forms of communication. Damano's extensive research demonstrates how living organisms respond intelligently to their environment and is confirmed by an earlier US-based study by scientists whose findings are detailed in a book entitled The Secret Life of Plants. Plants respond in a very sophisticated ways, both to physical and intellectual stimuli. The data derived from these studies demonstrates that plants communicate with each other through shifts in their conductivity that until now humans were not able to detect or understand. Delmonurians discovered that the electrical behavior of plants could be captured using a probe, electrodes, and a device. This combination of electronic components translates the signal being conducted by living plants into the musical sound. The pulse streams of each organism are unique, with each plant manifesting its own individual biological signature sound. Moreover, plants demonstrate that they can learn to interact with humans. At first, the plants simply realize that the sounds emitted by the device are a consequence of their electric activity. When they learn to modulate it to change the sounds, more expert plants eventually use the sounds that they modulate to interact with humans and create a real form of communication. When they interact with musicians, for example, they sometimes even repeat the same scales, the same tunes, and the same notes. It has also been demonstrated that these trees and plants have become experts in interacting with humans and in controlling the music device, can train other trees, helping them to learn quickly. How to befriend a tree. Connecting with trees, healing abilities of trees. Taoist masters have observed that trees are tremendously powerful plants. Not only can they absorb carbon dioxide and transform it into oxygen, but they can also absorb negative forces and transform them into good energy. Trees strongly root with the earth, and the more rooted the tree, the higher it can extend to heaven. Trees stand very still, absorbing the earth's energy and universal force from the heavens. Connecting with trees. Tree as healer and friend. Trees are the largest and most spiritually advanced plants on earth. They are constantly in meditation, and subtle energy is their natural language. As your understanding of this language grows, you can begin to develop a relationship with them. They can help you open your energy channels and cultivate calm, presence, and vitality. You can reciprocate by helping them with their own blockages and devitalized areas. It is a mutually beneficial relationship that needs cultivation. Connecting with trees. Choosing a tree to work with. Throughout history, human beings have used all parts of the tree for healing and medicine. The best trees for healing are big trees, although many other trees or plants can be used. The large trees contain the most energy. Among the most powerful are trees growing near running water. Some trees feel warmer or hotter than others. Some feel cooler or colder than others. Practice distinguishing the varying properties of different trees. Practice with a tree to absorb tree energy, then return it to the tree. Close your eyes and feel the natural tree energy. Allow the tree aura to blend with your own. Absorb the earth's force. Circulate it through the tree after sending it out through the crown. Feel it in the earth. Feel it in the water. Smell it in the air. We are all interconnected. Why are we doing this? We love trees. We love learning about trees. We love playing music with trees. We love protecting trees. We love relaxing with trees. We love living in ceremony with trees. We have started this project with aim to support trees that are in risk of being cut. We wanted to share this experience with people in the hope it would bring deep understanding on how they perceive trees in the living world, and consider that all nature have rights to exist too. When you realise that trees live surrounded by their families, or that they suffer pain, you can no longer just cut them down and use them as you please. We must step into the reality of natural rights, because all of the natural world has a right to existence, but we are only a small part of it. John Trudell.
Okay, so we're gonna share now the second part. Hope you enjoyed this one.
right here. This behind me is the Harville Road here Wildlife Protection Camp. We're here to stop HS2. HS2 are just intent on destroying so much of our ecosystems, our nature, our environment around here, and we just have to stop it. The destruction is on an absolutely industrial scale, and it's our future, it's our children's future that they are destroying. And if anybody thinks that nature isn't worthwhile, just listen to that music in the background there. That's an oak tree. That's an oak tree that is making that music. Isn't that brilliant? Thank you.
still people. And yeah, a lot. I hope you have enjoyed these videos that we made, and you have a more of a clear picture of what is about. I would like to say that was very a deep emotional experience for us, because we've been going through a lot of grief lately with lots of things are happening around the world, and there's all this destruction of trees. We've seen a lot of people that want to plant trees, which is an amazing thing. However, we think that actually we should stop cutting them and start realizing that everything we do to nature at the moment is something that is really, we should kind of personally think this, but I hope that you understand why we are doing, we're saying this. So yeah, you want to add to this a little bit?
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to look into the question if there is any questions. There is not any questions. We did try to explain everything through our presentation and put the references as well, so people can dig further into this world if you like. There's so much to discover. Yeah, it's really amazing when you discover that everything around us is alive, and it's got everything is alive, and everything has got a conscious, really, and you can't treat the planet in the same way. And we really becoming to realize more and more that really everything deserves to have rights to live. Everything that lives deserves the right to live, and we can't destroy the nature, because we are literally destroying ourselves. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, we would like to now do a live demonstration of what this. We have a tree next to us. There's a laurel, and it's connecting. It's been playing. So I'm gonna show you the sound that it's making. I hope you can hear. It's totally live, so we can't predict. One thing I learned through this experience is that trees has a lot more sense of time. They don't really rush like us, and we do rush a lot in life, and I think probably I already are making this mistake. We think too much and we feel too little. We stop sort of kind of and in this life rushing, and then actually sit under the tree and stop and realize there's so much more to life there. It was an amazing. I'm really thankful to the Damanerian people to have discovered and studied this. I am so grateful to them. I recommend to check them out. Damaneri in Italy, amazing place, amazing people, and I'm grateful to them to share this incredible experience that they had. I want to add to that also. See, now she's really going for it slowly. There is a question. Do you sometimes personalize? Yes, absolutely. There is this question says, do you sometimes sense distinct, personalized from the tree by the nature of the music they makes? Absolutely. I can tell you, if I now start to have a different vibe to myself. This plant will stop playing. Happened before. We also, I don't always like the sound they make. Be honest, sometimes it's quite strange notes. They go all over the place. Some trees are very crazy, you know. One of the most amazing one was the lemon tree. I then attach MIDI through a synthesizer and start to play with it, and it was only then that the tree really started to play his own style of music through this synthesizer, and it was amazing. I had tears in my eyes because I could really feel that he was playing and I didn't do anything in there. So yes, and also one other thing I want to add, the okay, sorry. But do you know if that electrical magnetic activity picks up from the device or just not from the plants, not from the environment, example from your computer? Yeah, absolutely. It's connected to the roots and to the leaves. So it's isolated to anything else that goes around. If I now detach this, it will stop. See? Stop now. It's absolutely the only things that the environment will have the impact on this plant is actually if it's some fire or dangers or loud noise or different vibration, even an argue can become a problem to play. See? Starting again. And I'm gonna make it more easy for the plant to relax with. I'm doing some so yes, all plants has their own distinct sounds. Trees are amazing in the natural environment. So there is so much more underneath the forest that we can see, you know, and we can't see the whole world that goes around in it, just a small piece of wood, you know. And I find that sitting under the tree when he's playing music is extremely relaxing, and so you don't really need to be a musician, really, to be honest, to appreciate this. But one thing is that I personally think that we should really stop cutting trees for a while, you know. I hope that this message comes across a little bit in this little footage that we have, because it's a time to stop hurting nature. And if you have any more questions, please do.
What's the sound of the plant? There's a question.
Yes, it can change. Would the sound of the plant change when you touch the plant? Actually, the sound itself, we have a category of sounds that we can play through. But when it's connected also via MIDI, which is then going through another wave of sounds, then that you can really tell the difference, because it's much more accurate in the time of oscillation and sort of type of this very small frequency that you can pick. If I want to play together with the plant as well, maybe the plant doesn't really like that. So sometimes I realize that I start to play and the plant stop. So I stop cutting, and then the plants start again without me. I say, okay, it's not really the time to play together, maybe.
There's another question. When you say
Can you
say it's question? You say it's question.
Oh, it's a question. Yeah. Can you tell us where you can find out how we can replicate, how we can set up, and how you are doing here? Maybe. Yes. I think you should look into the Damaner music of the plant. You can connect with them and then perhaps study a little bit more and find out a little bit more, and find your own way. Yeah, we all have our own way to. We like just to share this. We all can be part of it. Another question: have you come across Diana Beresford Kroger too? She's an extraordinary botanist and also communicates with trees. I'll be honest, I didn't, but I will check this out. So, just want to add to this. It says, yeah, to reply to that, which instruments do you play when you duet with plants? It is always strings instrumental. No, absolutely no. You can play the harps, the flutes, the synthesizer, the piano. The amazing time with the piano, actually, just simple acoustic piano. Yeah, no, it is open to singing. Yeah. Singing, making noise. No, guitar is my main instruments, but not actually. I use the guitar also like with this special technique which is called gliss, which is a bit like playing with like a violin almost, with the metal, and that goes through different effects. Violin, I suppose it would be an amazing instrument to play with. Yeah, it is possible to build an orchestra with the forest and different trees. Yes, it's been done. There is somebody doing this in Canada. I suppose I think there is other people, but I don't really know. But yeah, it's possible. It'd be amazing to make the proper folk concert. In fact, if anyone would like to get in touch, if they develop their own way, and to communicate with us, and we can probably get together somehow and create something together, explore more. So we're really happy that if anyone would like to share or invite us anywhere to do a live demonstration or to play together, maybe we're very keen to go around as well, if just to to show them when somebody's cutting a tree to maybe think about what he's doing, because the tree is alive and you can't just cut it just like that, you know. That's the original reason why we really start this project, is to go around where trees were in danger. That's why we connect with the people at the edges to camp. Amazing people there, brave, they're protectors. Any more questions? Do you attach meaning to the sound emotion? Don't really know what that means, emotional or otherwise. Emotional, don't really know that. Can you try to formulate a question slightly different?
Can I talk to you?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
So when you communicate with plants or a tree, when you do it without the use of the sound device that you are using, you pick up on some kind of communication from the trees, and I think you respond to that also in a kind of emotional way, but of course it's very subtle. And I was just wondering if you are using the sounds that are from the tree, so by electrical device, do you also experience an emotion or some kind of I mean, in music, of course, it's always difficult to say what is the meaning of a sound. Huh? But you can feel like sad or glad or whatever. And is there anything when you are talking with the tree that you experience from the tree as an emotional kind of?
Yes, I see. I can see what your question is. Yes. Well, I think that one of the things that I realized that they taking so much more time. They are very relaxed. There is never a fast pulse or some strange noise, or it's very calm. When a stop is something that interact in that moment, so something like drop on the floor or bang or a big dent, the tree stop. But otherwise, usually once they start to play, the sound, usually the motion is very relaxed, but it's quite calm. It doesn't really have a drama. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, drama is of course, yes.
Oh yeah, much more than a tree, I think, you know, when I hearing them, you know, because it's amazing feeling, you know.
Yes. Thank you.
For the question. I feel inspired to pick up my violin back up again. I used to play and practice in woods, but back then I didn't know they could communicate back to me. Thank you so. Yeah, please do. Do. They love music. Yeah, maybe you want to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
please come.
So yeah, I just wanted to add this. So the music of the plant, Damanurians, when they started the plant, looking into the plant communication, they were working with different things with the plants. So they had plants driving a car and plants doing different things. But then they realized that the best way to use the energy and communicate with the trees and with the plants is through the language of music. The plants recognize music and they really love music, and they love people playing music with them and through them. And I think and the research have shown that plants like to, they do react to the music, even to our words, to our thoughts, to everything. It's quite actually profoundly amazing. But actually, it's probably not a surprise, considering that we know the plants have been on a planet for such a long time, much longer than we are. And if they didn't know how to communicate with each other, they wouldn't have survived all this time. So they do have a language. Their language is different than ours, but yeah, they love music, and the frequency of love, the frequency of positivity is really when you can really connect with a tree, when you kind of create that energy. And as we said in our PowerPoint, I mean, feel free to look back into it and absorb a little bit deeper. But yeah, there is a way that you can connect with a tree, the way you can share this energy. It's beneficial kind of process, because we're helping them and they're helping us to clean the energies. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add. Yeah, so it's really good to see that people feel inspired to go and play in the nature. Please do, because that's really amazing. Thank you. We have a few minutes left. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us today. Let's all kind of find some, help me. Let's all kind of try to kind of find some kind of sense in this world and try to create a better world. It's really lovely to see friends of ours. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. I just, before, since we have a few minutes left, I wanted to ask you guys if this new awareness that you have regarding our place in the universe, really, because this is it seems to me that you're trying to sort of reestablish a connection with something that so far we have only been basically, if not destroying, exploiting. So this is like a new way to interpret our role in life, in the universe. And I think that regardless of there's very many different ways to do this, but what is my just to clarify my question, what is your sort of the teaching that you are taking out of this experience when it comes to our role in the world? Because we have a very as I said, destructive interrelationship with the world, and the results of this is all around us. How can we redress this, if you think, if there is a way?
Yeah, I think that's an amazing question. Thank you. I'm saying that very simply, we think too much and we feel too little. We should swap that around and feel a little bit more, because if you listen to your heart, you know already the answer. I think we all do. And unfortunately, we tend to be blind about everybody else and think about ourselves. This essential ego that is really going on for everybody, including me. I'm trying to fix that. I've been really trying to modify the way I see things. I walked to a plant the other day. There was amazing sage with a beautiful leaf that was just incredible. I love sage, you know, and I thank the plant to give me that leaves. I took some. I left the plant alone. The rest, this is amazing. I then shared this food I cooked with the pastella. It was amazing. But I look at that plant differently every time I pass next. I'm grateful that she's there, because she can provide us with something we can all share. we don't need, we turn to rush on our life and everything we want to do. We just simply like look at a dog, the way he acts. He just like to love, you know, sharing that, and stop looking at nature like using nature. We take in because we need, the central ego. Do you understand? I think this is what I've been going through. I don't say I am, I think that the nature has the right, as us. We only small part of it. So we should share the knowledge with all of us, with everybody, and trying to be more listen to one another and listen to the trees, because they take their time, listen to the water, listen, feel it, feel it around us, feel it because it's there. We just need to open it a little bit more. You don't need to be religious, really don't. It's nothing to do with it. It's just the feeling that you have in your heart naturally with everything surrounding. And with all respect, with all religion and all things, you know, it's got nothing to do with the feeling that we have naturally in this world, and how we can respect one another. And I'll tell you one thing really amazing. I was able to hug so many trees during this pandemic, you know, because you couldn't really touch people. So yeah, this like physical distance, but the trees, they were there for me, and I was hugging them, and like when I had the moment. Yeah. Did I answer your question somehow?
You did, yes. I mean, it hasn't to be articulated any better than this. It's a strong feeling. I think that you convey that, and yes, thank you.
Okay, it's a big subject. We shrunk it in a few words, but yeah, the thing. So I repeat it, you know. So yeah, thank you.